Here's to hoping that my sound is decent. If my voice starts going all roboty, please let me know and I'll go back into the in-game spectating feature. Hope Valley. I can switch that as well, just to Valley. There we go. Pearl Arabia, this is the first game between those two adversaries. First game I'm ever casting of Bodrushia, Mönchengladbach as well. So let's just see if we can find the... Okay, I don't know whose home map this is. It didn't say in the recorded game section. Hey, look. What was the home maps? Whose home map was Arabia? Or this one? Okay, thanks. Good to know. Both Russia's home map, Arabia. So since it's their home map, let's go for and to introduce their side first. Not wasting the good pocket civs here. We have Lithuanians for Mojalo here in the pocket position. Great pocket civ. We just saw them on Arena as well for Russia. And yeah, if you can snag some relics, you're going to get yourself some nice attack boost for your Knights line units up until +4 extra attack. Starting with 150 extra food also makes the transition to the next stage smoother. So you can could easily go for an early scout with Hello Barrel Master. And what's interesting here is that they've been thinking about the team bonuses as well, because Locke here is with Hans on the north side, leftish flank here, north left. And Hans' team bonus is that stables work 20% faster. So if you get to those stronger Lithuanians extra attack knights, you could also benefit from the whole game throughout from the Hans faster stables. So not only will you have strong paladins, you'll have strong paladins that produce faster for you. Huns on flank though, maybe going an infantry style opening into archers and potentially follow up with cav archers later. Huns don't get arbalests, so you want to switch into something else at some point. So of course, if you're in a good position, you could also go for knights in the cast nations onwards with Huns as well. But then if you have two players going knights, then you're going to run into issues if just one player on the opposing team goes for pikemen and halberdiers, right? So, so that's the catch of going into that kind of play from flank in addition to pocket. And finally, Warped Thunder, is that what it is? Yeah, Warped Thunder in the blue here as Mayans on flank. Pretty traditional flank civilization. Cheaper archers, 10, 20, 30% faster. Cheaper throughout the ages, starting obviously in the feudal age since it's archers. Access to eagle warriors could come in handy as well for raiding and counter archer purposes. And so for Hope Valley Ultras, we have Barrel Master 3000 in the pocket position here with the Slabs pocket. Now, Slabs have an amazing food eco, so that should help them go scouts in the feudal age. Would be a nice play from pocket for the Slabs. And the farmers work faster for Slabs, so that's why it's useful going into wood heavy units like scouts for them. Cheaper siege could come in handy as well for the late game. Access to siege ram, Drushina infantry, arguably some of the best halberdiers in the game because of that unique technology, Drushina, because your infantry will deal area damage to the opponent's units. So that's something we might see come into play here. Access to Hussar as well, useful for raiding purposes, but Slabs lacking Paladin as opposed to Lithuanians, so that could be an issue here. And to the left side here, we have Da Publer with the Saracens flank. Saracens versus Huns on the top side here. Should be interesting to see how they play out. Saracens definitely likely to go for the archers line units, of course. Could use the market. The market only costs 75 wood for Saracens, and they have much better prices than the generic civilizations for market. So you could use your market to tweak your economy so that you can sustain multiple archery range production Even without having the gold and wood income for it, you could just sell wood or other stuff to compensate. Nice little scouts annoyance here. The Puebler doesn't want Locke to be full walled here. And finally, another commonly seen flank civilization in team games with the Chinese for Schwimbots here. Starting with 3 extra villagers, and if you're able to keep your idle time at a minimum, you're going to keep that villager lead, the Chinese, throughout the game. Unfortunately for Schwimbots, he has been struggling a bit with food income here to sustain the villagers production. So with 1 minute 35 seconds idle time, that's essentially almost 4 villagers worth of DC production. 25 seconds per villager, not 3 villagers, I guess. So kind of lost the advantage there with the Chinese. They still have things going for them throughout the ages, though cheaper technologies overall makes it easier to make transitions into what might be needed. Chinese will be going the archers here, I think, maybe with some kind of infantry opening. But could make knights or camels or other kinds of units as needed. The Puebler still on the north side here, just being plain annoying against the Huns. Not going to have any of these walls. But Locke, on the other hand, is on the forward with some infantry here on the way to the feudal age now. I'm not sure what the idea here is if we'll see men-at-arms. Yeah, good luck, Barrelmaster. I was planning to cast your games live as well, so if you approve, of course, and in that case, remember to have a spec delay on, but that's only if you guys agree with it. Oh, nice quick ball from the Puebler in the north here, but it's going to be enough. The house might go down here. Oh, nice save. There's still an opening to the side here that Locke could move through, though. Feudal Age is in for the Saracens. That means that the range... Oh, he's missing the barracks. That's huge. The range should be going up at this point for the Saracens, but with the barracks not in place, you need to build the barracks before you can get the range up. Oh, a cheeky scout block there running around the villager, not allowing her to escape. Good scouting of Locke here to find the opening in the back here as well. But nice quick balls from the Puebler to delay the aggression here. And what the Puebler could do here now is to send 1 or 2 builders over here to drop a few houses, drop the market even maybe, as the Saracens here. Not necessarily wall here actually, but just take the advantage of the fact that you have a cheap market and just place the market here and you cover almost everything with 1 building. I see some green movement down here. That would be Mojalo's scouts here. And how many scouts? 5 scouts total, whereas the Slav's pocket is currently at 3. So green outproducing the opponent's pocket here for the time being. Oh, and there are men-at-arms here as well. I missed those from Warped Thunder, but men-at-arms into archers, not too uncommon from Mayans. Warped Thunder really needs to get his walls up, though. Of course, they're keeping the enemy pocket busy now, but with this kind of open map, you could expect Slav scouts at any point to run in and roam around your base here. So the Drush from Bodrushia, mönchengladbach here still at work for Locke, but there are archers out from the Saracens now. Shouldn't be an issue. Where is the market though? If you're Saracens, you need to use that market advantage. So the militia have been dealt with, and yeah, house walls go up here for double hurdler. That scout is officially trapped. And scout situation, oh, nice doubling here by Warp Thunder and Mojalo. We're already seeing the effect of cheaper archers here for the Mayans in terms of numbers. 2-1 situation here. Barrelmaster could never take this engagement on his own. Good thing to wait around for Schwimbutz's archers to join in for the fighting here. Hill bonus for Bodrushia, mönchengladbach though. Good engagements here. And yeah, just camping that hill, I think that's a good call. We'll need to be a bit careful with the reinforcements here though, so as they don't get sniped by enemy scouts or archers here. But that's a lovely hill for Locke and for Mojalo and Warp Thunder to sit on. But they also need to keep track of the armies. Nice reaction there, pulling the reinforcements away. But now Barrelmaster and Schwimbutz just casually take the hill here off the opponent's side and will be taking advantage of the fact that blue and green's armies are over here. So there could be some damage to be had here now. Let's look at the scouting of Barrelmaster and see if they... I mean, they've been here before. Could be that it's still open in the back there. You don't expect it to be, but it could be. And also the backside as well. They don't necessarily know that, but you have the mobility of the scouts. You could use the scouts just to run around a tiny bit to find the proper place to hit. Okay, seemed like a... I'm not even sure who this is a better fight for, but Schwimbutz seems to be taking the better engagement here. Castlage is in for both pockets, but it just kicked in for Barrelmaster, while the first knight is out for Mojalo already. Does he have the monastery? He has the monastery already, I love it! Finally a Lithuanian pocket player who prioritizes relics a bit earlier on. You could make an argument, of course, that the wood going down into a monastery could be spent going into a second TC instead, or part of a second TC. But I think that bonus is too important to let go of, even early on, because it couldn't give you an amazing power spike against other units early on. Lock here with some cav archers going down to the Saracens crossbows by the looks of it. So it is indeed the Han cav archers here playing the mobility on Arabia. And no ballistics yet, but Bodganero is in, which is important for the range, of course. We'll have to be careful to engage it, though. There's quite a chunk of crossbows for Daphubler here, who is currently actually at a 110 eco KD, so Locke has been doing work on the opponent's side here. Let's go, Bodrushia. Yeah. Cav archers versus crossbows here. Look at the HP. That's the advantage for the cav archers here. The mobility of the hit and run, and the fact that they have more HP. Looking at the Saracens archers though, they have +1 defense that goes for the cav archers as well. Yeah, I think Dapper is making a good call pulling up here, pulling out here, taking a bit of a hill advantage as well. But the numbers are worrying here, and here comes Barrel Master to join in for the fight though, and that could definitely sway the fight in Dapper and Barrel Master's favor here. Yeah, nice. Taking the hill there. There doesn't seem to be too much going on down here. Both pockets at 2 TCs. Mojalo with a slight villager lead here, being earlier to the Castle H. Nice. Kiting the Knights in between here, but Mojalo is here with the Knights as well. No relics collected thus far. And we'll see the graphs here. This is quite similar in both builders' army. Be a slight advantage for Bodrushia, given that they have been killing more villagers of the, especially the red flank here. And keep in mind as well that Hun's team bonus is going to come in so handy for the Lithuanians here contesting the Slabs Knights production here, because 20% faster working stables essentially means that Slabs will need more stables to keep up with the production. You could of course make an argument that Slabs with the food eco from the faster working farms still have an edge over other pockets in terms of food heavy units production, but I think Hope Valley Ultras are playing the map nicely here. They're taking the hill and just staying there, not allowing Locke and Mojalo to comfortably engage against the enemy units here. Yeah, they're just never going to leave this hill, are they? There's something going on in the south as well. Shrimbuts is on his own here now against Warped Thunder, and Warped Thunder actually has, well, he has those cheaper Mayans archers, right? He's probably, well, he's still on 2 ranges. He might want to add a third one if the eco allows, but yeah, Shrimbut's taking the hill here, not going to leave it on lightly, and at some point might have the stone to drop a castle here and fortify that position to deny this ugly gold from Warped Thunder so close to the hill here. Top side, okay, Barrel Master and the Puebler are down from the hill. Let's have a look at the army comparison here, and the crossbows and knights of Hope Valley Ultras. They are leading in terms of hit points here, but then there's the hit and run potential of the Cav Archers to get a surrounded. Yeah, I love how they're keeping their armies together here. And yeah, taking what advantage they can to snipe villagers with gold in their hands there. That's some more villager counts, evening out the situation now. Hope Valley Ultras surprisingly not with the even villager count now after having gotten some decent raids in and yeah, sniping villagers here there. That's a good raid by the look at the villager KD. He's getting payback from the casualties from the Drush and the Cav raids earlier on here now. It's 12-10 in villager KD now, and again pulling back towards the hill here as we see the purple player Shrimp Boots pulling up towards the hill as well. Very, very similar situation here on the hills here, and tells me that these teams seem pretty evenly matched here. Right, thanks for the follow, Luck. Or Lucky, not sure. I think it's Luck, otherwise it would be too close to Lucky. I believe you played my open season as well, so you were unlucky. Yeah. Alright, so not very passive military usage here now. I think if I am either on the pockets now, I would try and find some way to deal at just a tiny bit of time. Just send a few knights over somewhere to find an opening throughout the walls or something. Get some raids in. Wheelbarrow at 34 minutes, very unlocked. I've gotten wheelbarrow to that on many occasions. It happens. So many nice noises here. Let's have a look at the south side again. Mangonels on the hill. Okay, so Warp Thunder has reclaimed the hill here now. Whoever gets a castle down here first will have a good advantage over the opponent. I note that Schutz is on the way up to the Imperial Age though, so he's going to beat everyone to Imper. Mojalo actually imping as well with 47 knights to benefit from the Cavalier upgrade, which will be huge. Where is that relic thingy? Yes, 3 relics for the Lithuanians as well. That's just going to shred the slabs here in this matchup. And now let's toggle the standard KD thingy here. Castle here, okay, to cover the wood. Why not over here to cover both woods and golds? No, that's a bit concerning. 2 Mangonels on the hill, you don't make her down that easily if you're Chinese, but given the working together up north here, and the fact that Twin Boots will beat Bayern's Imperial Age here, I think Twin Boots could fight this 1v1 comfortably down here alone. The castle is going up, so that should unlock some potential for trebuchet, so this castle on the hill isn't nearly as scary as it would be otherwise. You'll also be looking at Arbalest a lot earlier for the Chinese, which means that enemy Mangonels aren't a threat anymore. Arbalest with Bracer, they outrange Mangonels. Very little raiding in this game, at least so far, though. Okay, so we have a bit of an engagement here. Imperial Age is in from Mojalo, so we should see Cavalier and the Imperial Age armor soon, whereas Baronmaster is going up as well, will have access to Cavalier, but they are already outmatched in terms of hit points and army strength here, so with Cavalier kicking the Paladins here, that took a very worrisome fight for the yellow and red player here. Can we arrange meet and greet with Mojala after our maiden player? Yes, very solid pocket play. I would agree on that with these numbers and getting a fairly good imp time behind all that army investment. But then again, they haven't been fighting. They've both been keeping the numbers handily here. Look at this huge fight, though. It's definitely in favor of Bodrushia here, but keep in mind that the Saracens' crossbows are on the hill, and there's a castle on the hill as well. The knights, yeah, they will go down, but given the castle and the hill bonus here, it's going to be much less of much worse of a fight for Bodrushia than if not for the hill and the castle here. Eventually, this is going to cause enormous losses for Hope Valley and yeah, and the numbers here. Look at the army numbers are switching up like that now. Bodrushia 95 to 83 now. South side, do we have any trebs here? Chuko news in the making. Why not trebs though? To treb the castles on the hill there. Twin Boots has it scouted. Yeah, no sign on Paladin yet. Still 39 Cavaliers to admit. Still, though, applying to both pockets here, there, or even the Hunts player with the Cavalry Archers. Why not go for some raids and try finds? This gold, for example, is exposed, could be raided by Cavalry Archers. This TC, if you have some mobility presence and just a few units over here, you could stop this one from going up. It's a little bit too fast our usage here. Arbalest on the way in for the Mayans here. That should switch things up, but the castle on the hill will be siege rammed down unless Mojalo has a say in it with the Lithuanians Cavalier here. So hopefully pushing on both sides here. There is another castle on the hill though, and I can see the siege ram addition against an archer's investment like the Mayans would go for here, but on the other hand, Trebs would do so much work even uphill here, because then you could just sit with your own archers, Arbalest, to defend the Treb on ground while hitting the castle from a distance, and then add siege ram at a later point. Top side, we have Arbalesters fighting here for the Pöbler is quite on his own here now. There are 43 Cavalier total for the Stabs player though. Big run in the middle here. Slightly more HP for the Slavs, but alas for the Lithuanians here, or for the Slavs here, the Lithuanians have 3 or maybe even 4 relics by now. Let's see. 3 relics plus 3 extra attack should definitely sway the fight in the Lithuanians' favor in equal numbers like this. Here comes Bearmaster to join the south side though and help out Shrimbuts a bit. And Paladin for Mojalo. Wow. Lithuanians Paladin with 3 relics. That's going to be huge against Slavs that only get Cavalier. I mean, Slavs need to make a Pike Halberi switch ASAP here, and that's a Baron Master doing actually. It's vastly outbooming Mojalo here, so that's something that Slav's Eco could definitely come in very handy here for the late game. Trebs now on the hill, and then castle is up for Warp Thunder eventually here. And there's still a strong push going on in the north for the Pöbler with the huge masses of our Saracen Arbalest. 77 of them. They still have the bonus against building, right? So they could shred production buildings and anything except from castles here. I'm not sure who is in the better spot here. Look at the eco, it's dead similar. The military is dead similar. Rams, that's going to be an issue, but there are some pocket Cavalier here to help out. Why isn't Barrel Master helping out here? I mean, the arms do work, that's fine, but here come the Lithuanians Paladin and Hunt's Siege Ram to answer here. Wow. Meanwhile, in the south side, this is where most of Barrel Master's army is. Still fighting over double castle fire though, not ideal. But it might be a fight they have to take as well to diminish the numbers of Warp Thunder here. Lithuanians Paladins on this side as well. Fantastic pocket play by Mojalo to split the attention like this. Tiny bit of halberd raid for Baron Master, that's sneaky. And we have heavy cavalry archer for the Huns here now, but is that going to be enough to hold off masses of arms like this when the mobility isn't being used to raid and stuff? There are markets in the corners for Elvis as well, so they are going to boost their gold income soon enough and not struggle as much as Bodrushia might do here. Look at this mass of Lithuanians Paladin though, that might just be enough to win the game of their own here. Pull on Halb's investment from Barrel Master here, that's good to see, because that's going to do very nicely against the Lithuanians' numbers here. I didn't see if Barrel Master teched Bodrushia or not, but if he does at some point, that's also going to make a huge difference against the enemy cavalry. There are still Bayern's Arbalesters to be dealt with here, though, for the Halberdiers to really shine against the armies here. Alright, markets for the opposing team as well. I think we're gonna go over to the in-game spectating now, see the situation is a tiny bit better. Yeah, this seems to flow a little bit better. And we'll have a look at the stats here. We can look at the complete stats in Capture Age afterwards. But looks like Mojalo is going to get some good rates in here now. Look at the pocket scores though, they're dead even. And KD probably nice for both teams. Mojalo I think is the only one not above 100 kills and deaths here. That's kind of funny. But that's going to change rather quickly as well. And here they go. Hal's running in, so Mojalo would need to run away here. What's the north side looking like here? Siege Ram and Heavy Cavalry Archers, not a bad combo at all, but Barrel Master has added Light Cab here. That could also be an indication that the Hope Patriotic team are struggling a bit for gold. You see the gold income here. Trade hasn't kicked in yet for Barrel Master, so Barrel Master will have to settle for track units for a while now. Good engagement. This is going to be lots of Arbalists down for Shrimboots here, who is left with only 7 military now. Great pocket awareness from Barrel Master here as well, with the Halberdiers pumping out here now. And yeah, Paladin numbers still consistent. No production whatsoever for Mojalo now though. Mojalo close to pop cap, so that could be part of the reason. Warped Thunder going into skirmishes here. That says something about the gold situation again, that the gold might be going scarce for Bodrushia here. But Paladins, Elite Skirms and Trebs here to push. They're going to make life quite awkward for Shrimboots here down south. And the push to the north is has kind of come to a halt as well for the Puebler here. Links of wood, green boots, floating, every kind of resource here still, so yeah, in fact the resource situation looked quite healthy for Hope Valley Ultras here. They are struggling to keep the population up though, which could be an issue long term. Enter the Heavy Cav Archers to raid the gold income of the Puebler now and maybe even hit the trade lines here. While the Paladins are pushing like crazy in the south here together with Elite Skirm, so that's actually okay. It's not the worst addition ever, because even if it's team games, it's going to do well against the Halberdiers down here. Look at the trade rolling though. It's going to be could be the deciding factor here. The trade is efficient overall for Bodrushia, and it hasn't really kicked in yet. They're behind in the trade progress as compared to the other team. The Puebler losing builders, but as long as the trade can run, they need to deal with the Cav Archers here. But the Arbalists get kind of a choke point here to get quite a few kills down. Let's see if the locks are missed now. 34, whereas the Puebler has 25 as well. Okay, so quite similar numbers. And some paladins running over to this side as well to raid the trade line, I assume. Look at these Caboters doing work, hitting the exposed eco. I like this walling initiative from Hope Valley Ultras. They are soon to be walled all the way for the trade line, which is going to be essential to keep the trade line safe and have consistent gold income. The trade seems to have kicked in because Barrel Master is back on Cavalier production now, at least to some extent. And there's lots of stuff in the middle now for Barrel Blaster. He's not joking around here. And let's see if the team actually sees this stuff going up here. Oh, it's hidden! It's hidden from the whole opposing team. That's brilliant! So much here. Getting hidden away. And this might be a pickle for the opposing team here. Let's see Mojalo here with the gold income. Not going to be able to spam out paladins here. We'll have to rely on hussars for a while. Siege rams incoming here, and whatever army is up front for Mojalo here might need to be called back to deal with this siege ram push from the slabs. The only thing missing here is tossing in some halberdiers inside of the rams now so they move faster. But still going to be very good against the Lithuanians' opponent here. That's Hussars doing some cleaning work here as well. Big run in between all kinds of armies here, but Schwimmbutz is back with Arbalest, so it's clear that the trade has kicked in. Mordalo still with 62 billion. That should be mainly Hussars by now. And Slavs, Halberdiers, they will eat Hussars alive, for sure. Back to the siege push here, going to take up the castle, and Halberdier raids. Not easy to deal with if you don't have a response to it, like Arbalests or Skirms, or in Lithuanian's case, hand cannoneers could be an option as well. I think this castle goes down, and then the production capabilities will going down as well. Still, the population for Hope Valley Ultras it is behind that of Bodrushia here. This match could still go either way, especially if Bodrushia keep up the raids in enemy trade lines, as they have done here. So many Hussars, a few Paladins back on the field as well, but let's look at the gold income here. Yeah, there's some gold here for Warp Thunder. So, hopefully they need to address the enemy trade at this point, I think. What am I hearing here? There's some swordsman sounds somewhere. Oh, siege ram push, it's just working real wonders here for Barrel Master. Here. I think I need to plus cap rage too. See if it helps performance here. Maybe not for the late game. Yeah, seems a bit better. No wonder the sound effects were loud actually. Cap rage providing sound effects in the background. Sorry about that. Hussars of Mojalo dealing with the rest of the push here. And some paladins back on the field, but also Hussars chasing Trebs here and siege rams entering to contest this castle. And you have quite the chunk of Arbalists here for Schwimmbutz, who has 81 military, 81, 77 for Barrel Master, and now only 12 for Da Publer, who has taken a beating back home, but still seems okay eco-wise and everything. Almost 100 villagers still. Population looks healthier for... Well, it looks quite even, actually. But the army situation is well in favor of Hope Valley Ultras at this point. 1 hour, 7 minutes in, and we definitely don't have a clear winner. We have both teams with trade running here. And whoever can stop the enemy trade, I think, will be the victor of this game. What are we seeing here? Hussar spam from the Huns as well. And yeah, the trade walls, the wall isn't complete here all the way, so that's going to hurt for Hope Valley Ultras at home. But can they do enough damage on the other side here? There are quite a chunk of siege rams here to deal with the castles on this crucial hill for Warp Thunder here. And the pockets are basically spamming each other with Hussars mainly here. But if we look at the gold situation, Warp Thunder here is floating lots of gold. You should definitely consider slinging Mojalos on gold here and allow Mojalo to get some more paladins out on the field. To more easily deal with the siege and Arbalest and everything here. What's up in the middle? Oh, there's yellow siege rams here to deal with the Huns castle. And yeah, cavalry archers back on the menu. They are not going to easily deal with the siege rams though. So one castle goes down, another one goes up maybe, but yeah, the rams, lots of siege pushing here, and slab siege is cheaper as well, so it's easier to mass if you are barrel master here with that civilization. Look at all those siege rams! There's like 12 siege rams from Grimbots here, and if you had the company of some slab halberdiers now, this would be more or less unstoppable, because these are only Hussars, mainly for Mojalo now on the field. Military numbers dwindling for both teams, but Shrimpwood still with 60 plus units here, and the siege ramps, of course, doing work here. Took out one market, but this is the rest of the market economy. How's the other side doing here? The trade seems to be running nicely here for Barrel Master and company. We have 31 trade units, so that's going to get some nice gold access as the game moves on. Many siege rams going down for 2 Hussars here, but if the trade kicks in again for Hope Valley Ultras, you could just make more easily. Look at this. Barracks going up now, so the Chinese might be going into halberdiers here as well against the cavalry. Let's see for the gold situation for Mojalo again here, 104 gold, but producing paladins again here now, so the trade seems to have kicked in for Mojalo as well. When are we casting epic PDU team next year? Good to watch, win or lose. Next session, I guess. Just don't know when that will be yet. Okay, so there are some players in the north side here. I mean, these elite skirmishers, they really shouldn't be a threat with Hussars and Paladins on the field. Like, Mojalo cleans these up easily. You can consider random Plumed Archer on the field for Warp Thunder, I like it. And trade taking some hits here, so I'd say Bodrushia are doing good work at keeping the trade running. His Barrel Master, yeah, is pop capped, that's why he's floating resources. And let's see for the... I think Barrel Master at this point should consider slinging Dubholder some gold, because it's 2k5 gold for Barrel Master and Dubholder doesn't have any. So if you sling Dubholder, he could make gold units again, mass up a ball of Arbalest, and get back into the game. Look at this mass of Hussars from Block here. Hussars and heavy cav archers. It's 96 military for the Huns player here, amazing. And he really wants to break in here and make quick work of Hope Valley Ultra's trade here. It's such an even game, it's so much back and forth, and they need to... I'd still say that the gold situation is better for Hope Valley Ultras, but they're not sharing. The Publer doesn't have enough gold to make anything here. Could be making Arbalest at this point if somebody would be so kind as to sling them gold. Yeah, if you have enough Hussars, you can even eat TCs with them. That's one going down, but what they really need to do is contest the trade and just send everything in here. Stop that trade from going on. South side here, Bodrushia are holding on here and even pushing back a bit. They have Trebs out on the field again. They will probably break through these walls and try and deal with Schwibutz's production. Score seems very much in favor of Bodrushia here as well, who have been holding like champs throughout the whole darn game here. Thanks for the follow, Mojalo. Oh, is this the game-ending raids here from Locke? Locke with 109 military, are you kidding me? That should be enough to obliterate all of the trade here. Just patrol in and finish off whatever is left here on the north side for Hope Valley Ultras. I think fantastic play by both teams here, but now from the looks of the trades here, I think this is going in the favor of Bodrushia here, but never say never. They all have fairly healthy populations, although Bodrushia are completely pop-capped here, whereas Dapubler has 100 pop to go and is losing TCs and production capabilities here. Oh, nice rewalling behind there. Could this stop the raids? Is it enough? Well, you block out some of your own trade, but it might actually be worth it here. I will need to fortify this this side as well, though. That's just palisades. So that could be a point of entry for Locke with the cav archers. Yeah, more stone walls going up, but not enough stone to complete the walls here. There's a hole as the trade cart gets through over here. Magnolia, hello! Thanks for the resub. Ooh, heavy camel from the Publer here. Not bad. He's definitely going to deal with the Hussars here, but what about the cavalry archers? Can he deal with those? Let's see the army numbers again. Diminishing from Locke here. Down to 50 now. They're stonewalling their side now to fortify a complete trade route here all the way towards the edge. 121 in here, and you just can't idle army at this point. Quite a few heavy camels from Shrimboots as well, the Chinese here. Good call, but then again there are Lithuanians paladins here with, yeah, full relic bonus here now. That's actually going to give a little bit of a gold trickle that's significant for Mojalo as well. So eco situation, population situation, yeah, it's much better for Bodrushia at this point. They're securing the trade line now if they can complete these walls, and they're also still raiding a little bit on the enemy side. Much more military for Bodrushia at this point, and Shrimbuts, understandably so, doesn't engage alone here against these masses. Locke again remassing the units here now, up to 66 military, Warp Thunder with 79 as well, still going with that mix of skirmishers and arbalists and trebs here. And look at the Lithuanians paladins go here. They're running in on the Shrimbut's camels here. I think they could win that fight with that +8 relic bonus in somewhat equal numbers, as is the case here. Look at the trade line for Bodrushia as well. They have almost full trade output here for the units. Let's see for the return, if we can see it. Okay, I'm on the wrong POV here, but yeah, definitely a good trade running for Bodrushia, Mönchengladbach here. Enter the Paladins for maybe the game-ending blow here. Let's just look at the populations, look at the military number. They lock with 101 military again here, and again going for the raids on the trade, exploiting the fact that the trade is pathing questionably at best here now for Hope Valley Ultras. Heavy characters in masses again, and they're going for the raids here. They should still be able to find some weak spots to break through here, but they're getting good value no matter how we look at this. Look at these KDs here. They're off the chart for everyone. They're Barrel Master with most kills of all here. So a fantastic game. We'll be getting some trade units. Why are the trade units pathing out, by the way? Are they trying to get... They're trying to take the longest route, so I think they're trying to get... Yeah, to a market outside of here somewhere. There's a flare down here with the Paladins entering the enemy side again. The GD is called, and what a game! Search back and forth, and Bodrushia, Mönchengladbach defending like absolute champions here. So GG well played for sure to them. Let's have a look at the stats here. Barrel Master with the highest military score here. Just look at the 865 unit skill and lost even more, but that's the Slabs Food Eco and the Hussar Spam getting the Halberdiers as well. Did kill quite a few buildings. Warp Thunder killed even more, actually, maybe with the tread pushing and everything going on there. Look at that Slab Food Eco though. Beating Lithuanians by 8k food there, and they were both spamming Hussars. And now, yeah, very early uptime for the Lithuanians there, but that's to be expected with their food bonus. Yeah, insane game indeed. Back and forth. Well earned win for the winner in the end. But yeah, relics gold matters here as well. Look at the 5k 6 gold. I don't think HVU ever contested the relics as much. And the timeline shows some significant numbers here.